See, with when you see about this particular phasor diagram, you will be knowing, you will be understanding that the device which is there to correct the voltage, which is there to correct the voltage sag, then this device needs to inject some amount of the real power and some amount of the reactive power. This kind of the phasor diagram, this kind of the voltage injection is a pre-sag voltage, is a pre-sag voltage. Okay, there is a in-phase voltage injection is also there. I mean, this is a kind of the methods which have been available in the literature, have been covered in my recordings also. These about the in-phase injection. Okay, and there is a people says that there is a quadrature injection is also there. Quadrature injection is also there, but I mean, this particular kind of an injection, I'm not agreeing the. I mean, I'm not agreeing in the sense like the method is itself is wrong, but in literature they says about the quadrature injection also. Okay, please go through that. The pre-sag injection and what is the in-phase injection and what is the quadrature injection also. The in-phase injection is straight away we can try to I need to inject with respect to this particular direction. Is about the in-phase injection. Whatever the explanation which I have given till now is with respect to the only the one of the phase. But in general, we have a kind of we have a three-phase system. Then in that case, I mean, I'll just make out here the phasor diagram. This is about the phasor. Okay, maybe I have not drawn exactly the voltage, the amount of the length. Magnitude wise, maybe need to check out. Okay, about the A phase and then the B phase, and then the C phase. Okay, see, don't think like it will be the phase angle shift will be there with respect to the pre-sag voltage or the sag voltage will be the alpha 1, and here might be the alpha is much greater, the VB2 alpha 2, and this is might be the VC2 alpha 3. The alpha 1 and alpha 2, it is not necessary that to be equal. It's not necessary to be equal. Okay, then it's not equal. Then if you go for a pre-sag injection, the pre-sag injection is this. The voltage should be in the same phase of whatever the pre-sag voltage should be. I mean, it is inline. It should be inline. Maybe the injection will be. I mean, if this one is the VC2, then the injection should be this. If you try to inject here, the in phase this way, the VB2. Okay. See, you can attain the voltages to 1 per unit. We can attain the voltages to 1 per unit. Whereas it is not displaced the voltage angle between VA2 and VC2 is not the angle between VA2 and VC2, it may not equal to 120 degrees. Even VB2 or VA2 and VC2, the angle between it may not be 120 degrees. Maybe the VB2 and the VC2, it's not equal to 120 degrees. If we go for a pre-sag compensation, then how do they do it? What they do was they try to resolve the VA2 and VB2 and VC2 into a zero sequence voltage, into a positive sequence voltage, into a sequence voltage, that is positive zero sequence and positive sequence and negative sequence, and then the negative sequence. Okay. Then what happened was, they take about only the positive sequence voltages. If you take about the positive sequence voltage, that is V bar of A2 positive and V bar of B2 positive and V bar of C2 positive. These are all displaced by 120 degrees. These are all it is displaced by 120 degrees an angle between the two, right? Once after maybe it is not exactly at this particular point, va2 of positive sequence, might be the angle what I just, if I take this reference, might be this is an angle of va2, and here also might be slightly there is a phase shift of the positive sequence voltage, and here also there is a maybe it has to come over here. Okay, might be this is going to come over here. This is va2 positive sequence and vb2 positive sequence, and vc2 positive sequence. These are the sequence voltages or positive sequence. Then they try to inject the in phase injection. Then they try to inject the in phase injection. Okay. uh, this they call it as a presag compensation. Even like, yeah, this is about the presag compensation. If you have an unbalanced kind of a voltage side, what they do was they try to resolve to the sequence voltages. Then they try to compensate by the your series device uh, with with respect to the positive sequence voltages. Okay, then I mean, I'm talking about the preside compensation, not the preside. Is exactly is a in phase injection with respect to the positive sequence voltages. If you inject, if the VSC or a series active power filter injects series active power filter. What I meant to say that the series active power filter injects voltage, that is VSC, in phase with respect to the positive sequence voltage. Then what about the negative sequence? Negative sequence will be there in the voltage, and what zero sequence. They try to nullify this negative sequence and zero sequence also. Okay, they try to has to here what I'll try to make out the VT of a positive sequence will be there in, there is a ABC. Then you have a voltage in terminal voltages, VT negative, ABC will be there, and VT0 will be there. VT0 in ABC will be there. Now what happened was they try to add the VSC in ABC with respect to the positive sequence voltage. With respect to the positive sequence voltage, they try to inject, and they will be having the minus of VSE of negative voltages of ABC and the minus of VT of 0 with respect to the ABC. Then what we get was, at a PCC we get about VT positive sequence of ABC voltages plus VSC, a positive sequence of ABC. This is the voltage which is at the PCC. Okay, this is the PCC voltage. Yeah. One thing what we try to understand is the device which is going to correct is injecting the real power as well as the reactive power in correcting the voltages. Okay, in correcting the voltages. Then the series active power filter, or there is another name which is there, the series active power filter, series active power filter, or this is about a dynamic voltage restorer. Dynamic voltage restorer. Okay. Uh, First thing, like the device, it has to have a battery, and then the capacitor, and then you have to have an inverter. Okay, these are things which are required also. Okay, yeah, and we have seen like one is the pre-sag injection, the pre-sag injection. The other one is, I say that, the in-phase voltage injection, and then we have a quadrature injection. I'm not discussing over here now. Please go through that the recordings. Okay, yeah. Now I'll try to show you the topologies which are available in literature, literature. Okay. Just a minute. I have maybe the PPT is also there. Okay, but we'll try to make out very. Yeah. See, whatever you have seen in the while discussing about the shunt active power filter DStatCom, it is also having about the CSC based single phase dynamic voltage restorer and voltage source converter based DVR also, the classifications. Okay. Yeah. Firstly, we'll try to see about this particular case. Here, this is a series transformer which is connected between the terminal voltage that they have represented as a Vs. Maybe at the IL point, it is of IL. It is of what do you say? Just a minute. Yeah. This is the point which is of Vt. The Vt, not Vt. This is a point which is of VPCC. Which is of VPCC. This is about what we discussed. It is at Vt. Here there is there is a fault which is there is going to have the disturbance in the voltage of ES, and with the device of the DVR we are going to correct uh, the voltage at the point of common coupling at or the critical load. This device, which is of the series active power filter or the dynamic voltage restorer, which will be having um, the voltage source converter, and this is you will be having a transformer. We'll see that how it will be connected. It is about a single line kind of a diagram for better understanding. Here, in the textbook, they have used about the CD, but generally this particular CD is to be charged by an external kind of a source. Okay, it is not like a single capacitor, because the DVR is going to inject a power, the real power as well as the reactive power in correcting the voltage. That's what we have seen in the earlier just now. This is the equation of the power which is injected by the series active power filter. There is a PSC is there. Suppose if this power is injecting, then with the capacitor it cannot be. It cannot sustain for the longer duration. The capacitor discharge rate will be in a half cycle also. It will be discharging at a very faster rate also. Okay. This is about the voltage source converter based single phase DVR, and we have a current source based single phase DVR. This is about the topology, and obviously we can understand like how does it start functioning. In this particular textbook, mostly like they have given about the capacitor, but even then the capacitor is there, but still it has to be charged by an external source. Okay, this is about the half bridge topology. There is I can go this operation of this way. The switches, this is the current flow of this way, and again this way. Yeah, maybe I've drawn it wrong way. Just a minute. It tries to have a flow path in this particular direction only. Okay. See, it's all depends if you're operating in the PWM scheme. When to be, whatever the explanation which I have given for a DStatCom in controlling the voltage source converter, it is applicable for this single phase DVR also. Okay, whether you can go for a PWM scheme or a unipolar or a bipolar kind of a scheme, that really can be applied over here also. Okay, whatever the okay, only the thing is like how much is the amount of the voltage to be injected. That is what we have to know about it. Okay, we have to know about in order to know what will be the voltage injection at the voltage to be attained at the PCC. Generally, they go for a pre-sag kind of they go for a pre-sag voltage injection. They won't go for a in-phase injection, or they won't go for a quadrature injection also. Most of the papers they tries to go for this particular pre-sag injection. In that case, how do you find out the voltage to be injected is this is about the pre-sag voltage, pre-sag, and this is a sag voltage. Then if you want to find out how much is the voltage to be injected by the DVR, then it is simple also. Just the compensator voltage, the star, is equal to the pre-sag voltage minus of VSAG, which we try straight away we get about it. Only thing is we need to know about the what is the pre-sag voltage is it. We should require to have a storage kind of a system of storing the pre-sag voltage. And there is a fault, it is going to come reach to the pre-sag voltage. We doesn't have this particular information. of the pre-sag voltage. But we should know about the pre-sag, what is the pre-sag voltage before the fault has been occurred. In that case, it is possible. Okay, this is about estimating or finding out the compensator voltage or the series active power filter voltage or the dynamic voltage restore. Whereas in a D-STATCOM, when we are studying about D-STATCOM, there are different kind of the theories are there to generate the filter current. But here in general, the pre-sag compensation is an ultimate, is an appropriate method. Why? Because in general, they go for the pre-sag. Why? Because once the sag has been occurred, there is a shift in the voltage angle. Okay, suppose if you try to inject this way, once this fault won't be there for a longer duration, right? As such, the definition says that it is between the half one cycle only. Once there is a fault has been cleared, then it moves to the voltage at this particular pre-sag. If you try to inject the voltage, see there is a phase shift at the angle of alpha, then the in phase is going to come, and then we are going to change the position of the voltage to this. That means that the zero crossing is going to change if you are injecting in any other angle also. Almost like one time over here, and might be if you are bringing back to the voltage at this particular point, there is a second time. Maybe it's not about the balanced sag. Maybe it is unbalanced sag. We are going to inject to the positive sequence, right? In that case, the load voltage of this particular maybe of this. I'll just make out a bigger picture. I mean, why we are going for a pre-sag voltage? For that, I just give about a clarification. See, there is a voltage of the pre-sag voltage, and you know about this sag voltage. Then what I explained is, if it is an in-phase voltage injection, for a case of the unbalanced sag, the whatever explanation which I have given over here, we try to inject with respect to the positive sequence of the terminal voltage. Then it may be going to reach to this particular voltage, the PCC, with respect to the, by considering to the in phase. Then obviously we are going to change the zero crossing, one at this particular point. Again, we are going to back to this point, again to this point. Once the fault has been cleared, it's going to attain to this. See, it's almost one time, and then second time, and then the third time. Zero crossing is a very important thing which is there whenever you are going to use a closed loop kind of a controller, whenever you are going to use the phase lock loops also. Okay, it's almost all the changing of 3 times. Suppose if you try to inject the pre-sag compensation, with respect to the pre-sag compensation, I'll just make out here only. This is about the pre-sag voltage, and then there is a sag voltage. Okay, V sag voltage. Then what we are doing was we try to inject. If you try to inject this way, and obviously this is the the first time is going to change. Again, the second time, once you start injecting, it is going to have the second chip, the zero crossing. It will be there in this particular time once the fault has been also cleared also. But whereas this time, it is going to have an effect of one, and then second, and then the third. But here there is only one time only. See, this is going to back, and then we are going to bring back to the normal condition. It's almost all 2 times, but it's obvious like the once of the fault has been cleared also, we are bringing the pre-sag, the zero crossing will be there with the at the pre-sag condition. Okay, that is a very important thing which is there for the, if you do the injection with respect to the pre-sag. Yeah, this is about the half bridge, and this is about the full bridge. And I request you please go through the textbook which I'm going to share today itself only after the class. Okay. And wherever it has been used the capacitor, the point is the capacitor, what they develop the logic, the control logic is they charge the capacitor from this particular source itself only. From this particular, wherever they use the capacitor, in the control logic, what they develop was they try to charge the capacitor, this particular capacitor, from the source itself only. From the source itself only. Charging the capacitor, charging the CD from the source itself. But the thing is, it is not inappropriate. It is not the correct method. Why it is so is, charging the capacitor is required some amount of the real power, which is going to delivered by the source. Okay. And then this device which is there, in order to correct the voltage at the PCC, we know that the device which is there is injecting the real power as well as the reactive power. While considering the real power injection by the device, by this particular device, consider about this only. Mainly the Q doesn't have any kind of a problem. The P is only the problem. Here, they charge the capacitor from the source itself only, the way which we have done it from the DStatCom. But in the DStatCom application, it is different. It is the DStatCom is applying only the reactive power and as well as the harmonic power, But whereas the DVR or the series active power filter is injecting the real power as well as the reactive power. Coming back to the real power, as I said, like it requires a battery, but in some of the literature, in some of the authors, what they do was they charge the capacitor from the source itself only, the way which in the DStatCom it has been done. But the problem is, when you have a sag, what it means? When you have a sag at this particular point, what exactly it means that? It means that it is at the point of at the terminal voltage or in the upstream also, it experiencing a fault. It experiencing a fault maybe at the source at this particular point, maybe in the upstream also it is experiencing the fault. In that case, the fault current is very high. Don't think like the fault current is also equal to the load current. It is also obviously it is very high current. In that case, source is having more burden in driving about the fault current, in driving about the fault current. In that case, do you think that the source can charge the capacitor? It is not. And also don't think like once you have been charged, that energy is more than enough to correct the voltage by injecting this power. No. See, as I was explaining that the discharging rate of the capacitor while injecting the real power, it is just a half cycle or a 1 cycle tries to discharge. Okay. Don't think that once you charge the capacitor, it sustains for the whole number of cycles. But the SAG definition which says about half cycle to 1 minute. 1 minute. If it is a capacitor, then obviously maybe you have a few number of cycles between half cycle to 1 minute. Then if you are a capacitor and if you are using to correct the voltage, then it cannot be. Why it cannot be? In the sense like the source itself is in a weak condition. In that case, you cannot make sure or ensure or influence the source to charge this particular again the capacitor in order to correct the voltage. The source itself is in a weak condition. In that case, we cannot we cannot pressurize the source to charge this particular capacitor incorrectly in the voltage. So for that reason, what it requires is, it requires an alternating source alternating source are needs to be charged by a kind of a voltage source converter or some kind of a controlled rectifier things. It's R here, controlled rectifier. Okay, and maybe an isolated kind of a source which is there, not this source. In some of the topologies, they try to they what they do was they try to take the line from this way, this way. But that also I'm not I mean, it is not the correct. Why? Because charging the capacitor from, again, whatever this is the fault is experiencing over here, the fault, it is the source is driving, at that moment you can't make sure that to charge from this particular source itself only. This should have a separate kind of a mechanism. We can't make the burden on the same source itself only. Okay, sometimes what happened was they try to connect they try to have a battery, and they try to use some kind of a DC-DC converter, and then they have the battery here. This is a very technically valid kind of a connection. Otherwise we can go for a controlled rectifier charging from another source, an idle source also. This way also can be done. Okay, but not the capacitor, and also not a capacitor need to be charged from the same source. But in validating the topology in general, I'm talking about the simulation aspect, in terms of the simulation aspect. In terms of the simulation aspect, doing out charging the capacitor is not wrong. Okay, is not wrong. Why? Because the motto is, our intention is to work out the performance of the DVR. Suppose if you develop some kind of a control methodology of a voltage source converter in injecting the voltage in order to correct the load voltage or the point of common coupling voltage. If you want to know about how it is functioning, then you can charge the capacitor from the source itself only. In the real time, if you are implementing in a real time, then you should have some battery, or you should have another source to be charged the capacitor. Even in experimental also, what we generally do was we connect a source and then the control rectifier, or else even simply a rectifier, and then we have a transformer over here. We can regulate the voltage. Based upon that, you will be having the VDC over here. It's a simple rectifier only. Simple rectifier. It's not about a control rectifier also. It's not about a control rectifier. I mean, I'll just give about the picture of how it is. This, yeah. This is about a rectifier here, normal rectifier, and the input voltage is controlled by a three-phase auto transformer. You have an input over here. we can, in that case, if you control the input which is going into the rectifier, then obviously your VDC can be regulated over here. But this kind of a mechanism, the DC-DC converter connection of the battery, it required to have a, a mechanism of to be considered is the state of charge also to be considered, SOC also, in order to charge this particular. The input side of the voltage source converter. Okay. Please try to go through the topologies which I shared you in the recordings also. Maybe in this particular. See, one thing is the power relations during the voltage sag, which I covered over here, and then the power balancing. Power balancing need to be validated. You please go through that. It is not so simple equations that see in a system of this, whenever you are correcting the voltage by your by the DVR, it's obvious like the power is balanced. The source power, whatever it is delivered, the real power, and the DVR power, and the load power, the summation of all those things is required to be a zero also. Nothing but the PS, what it says about it, the power which is there, the power which is injected by your source and the power which is injected by the DVR, it should be a balanced. Okay, please try to validate yourself that in while correcting the voltage side, the power is balanced or not also. Okay, you can understand by going through the recordings. Okay, and then series active power requirements, rectifier supported and battery supported, and then you try to go through this particular series active power filters, dynamic voltage restore components also, what is there exactly in that components. In the topologies, please I mean, these are the things which I was telling that you to use, they try to go for, yeah, here this particular topologies, they are trying to charge the capacitor from this particular source itself only. This is not the appropriate because the source itself is in a weak conditions. Okay, this is also in while as I was mentioning that if you want to know the performance, then okay, fine. But in a practical system, this kind of the in real time or implementation, this kind of is not a feasible solution of charging the capacitor. This is they about the left shunt, and the charging from the right side, they call it as a right shunt. This is the appropriate method in doing about in a real time system also. Okay, this is an appropriate method. Okay, the topology wise, they say about the three phase VSC based and the two leg VSC based, but these topologies are not applicable. More, it's not correct solution for a three phase four wire system. But if you have a three phase four wire system, then it is a difficulty. Even this methodology, whatever it is there, when you're going for unbalanced voltage sag, it may not give an appropriate method also. I mean, for a less unbalance in the voltages, it tries to give, but we have a more unbalance, then we require to have a different topology. Okay, in this kind of the connection also. Okay, I'm stopping over here. If you have any doubts, you can ask. I hope that most of you have submitted the second minor assignment. Have you submitted the second minor? Any of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please try to submit. I think the last date is on 20. The last date of the submission is 26th.
Today only, sir.
26th. It is of 26th only. I think no one have submitted.
Sir, I submitted, sir.
So myself is submitted.
I also submitted, sir.
No, how you have submitted in the Google form or what?
Yes, a Google form.
Yes.
From sir.
Just a minute. Yeah, responses. Yeah, correct. 8 of you have submitted. Yeah, these are the submissions. I think 8 people have submitted. Correct. Okay then. Huh? Please try to go through the recordings which I shared in the LMS, and that will be, you can understand it better also. If you have any doubts, you can discuss with me in the next class. Tomorrow there is no class, it seems, right? Tomorrow is holiday. No. Okay then. Huh? Well, if there is a class is there, I will definitely take the class. Okay. Thank you. You can leave.